I never thought I'd hear the words my wife threw at me that night. "You're bad in bed, Michael," she said, her voice cold as ice. Her arms were folded tight across her chest, like she just delivered a final verdict. We'd been married for 5 years, and not once had she said anything even close to that. I just stood there, stunned, like the ground had cracked open beneath me. It had all started as a small argument about chores. Lauren was upset that I hadn't folded the laundry after work. I was exhausted from teaching late at the community college in Boise, Idaho, and told her I'd handle it in the morning. But that tiny frustration snowballed. Suddenly, she was nitpicking everything: how I forgot the trash, how I didn't plan date nights anymore, how I wasn't as attentive as I used to be. Then came that line, sharp and cruel. "You're bad in bed." The air went still. My chest tightened. My hands turned cold. That wasn't just an insult, it was humiliation. The kind that hits hardest because it comes from the one person who is supposed to protect you, even when you're at your most vulnerable. I let out a bitter laugh, trying to protect myself from the sting. "Really, Lauren? That's where we're going now?" Her lips twisted into a smirk. "I'm just being honest. Maybe if you weren't so boring, I wouldn't feel like I'm missing something." I wanted to yell, to tell her how cruel she was being, but before I could, a voice came from the doorway, calm but firm. It was her best friend, Sophia, who'd come over earlier for wine. She must have heard everything. "That's not true," Sophia said, her tone steady and cutting. "Don't lie to him like that. You and I both know he's not the problem here." Lauren's face drained of color, then turned bright red with fury. She spun towards Sophia, eyes wide, like she'd just been betrayed. "What did you just say?" she snapped, her voice trembling with both anger and fear. "Sophia, you have no right to." But Sophia didn't move an inch. She stood her ground, eyes locked on Lauren. "No right? You just humiliated your husband over something that isn't even true. I've heard you brag before about how amazing things are between you two. Don't act like you've been miserable." My jaw dropped. I didn't know what shocked me more, Sophia defending me, or learning that Lauren had talked to her about our private life in the first place. Lauren's lips quivered, but all she managed to spit out was, "Shut up, Sophia." I sat frozen on the couch, unsure whether to disappear or demand answers. The air felt thick, every second heavier than the last. Lauren's hands shook as she slammed a glass onto the coffee table. "Why are you even saying this? What's your angle?" Sophia gave a bitter laugh. "My angle? Maybe I'm just tired of watching you tear down a man who actually loves you. You push him away, and then act like he's the problem. You humiliate him just to hide your own guilt." "Guilt?" I asked quietly. "What guilt?" Lauren turned to me, her eyes darting back and forth like a trapped animal. She opened her mouth but nothing came out. Sophia stepped in, her tone sharp and unflinching. "She's been texting another guy, Michael. I've seen it." I wasn't going to say anything, but after what she just said, "You don't deserve this." My stomach dropped. The room started spinning. My heartbeat pounded in my ears as I stared at Lauren, the woman I trusted completely. "Is that true?" I asked, my voice shaking. Lauren looked pale, all her confidence gone. It's not what you think," she stammered. Sophia shook her head, her disgust clear. "Don't lie again, Lauren. He deserves the truth. You've been tearing him down to cover your own betrayal. That's what this really is, isn't it?" Lauren's lips parted, but nothing came out. Her silence said everything. The room felt smaller with every passing second, the truth pressing down on all of us. The woman I thought I knew better than anyone sat there, silent and able to deny it. That silence was enough. "Lauren," I whispered, my voice cracking. "After everything we've been through. Why?" Her eyes filled with tears, but they weren't from guilt, they were from being caught. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said quietly. "He just made me feel wanted. I never stopped loving you. I cut in." The word echoed in the room like a sentence being passed. My chest burned, but I forced myself to keep breathing. "You humiliated me. Told me I wasn't good enough. All because you couldn't face your own lies. Do you realize what you've done?" Lauren reached out, but I stepped back before her hand could touch me. Just the thought of her closeness made my skin crawl. She looked to Sophia for help, but Sophia's face was stone. "I'm done covering for you," Sophia said firmly. "You hurt him to protect yourself, and I won't let it slide anymore. If you loved him, you wouldn't have destroyed his trust just to save your pride." For the first time in our marriage, Lauren looked trapped, no escape, no excuses. The woman who once used words like weapons was silent, stripped of her armor. I stood up slowly, my hands trembling, my heart torn between heartbreak and a strange new clarity. "I don't know what happens next, Lauren," I said quietly. "But I know this our marriage can't survive on lies. And I won't let you make me feel small because of your choices," she sobbed softly. But I didn't wait for whatever excuse she had next. I walked toward the door, my body heavy but my mind oddly calm. Sophia gave me a small, reassuring nod as I passed her. That night was the end of the marriage I once thought was unbreakable. The pain was deep, but underneath it was something strong, a resolve. Lauren's betrayal had shattered me, but it had also set me free. For the first time in years, I felt like I could stand tall again, ready to rebuild a life without her shadow following me.